Have you heard of the phrase, I'm doing everything for my child? I bet you have, because today many of us parents are doing everything for our children to make sure that they are physically strong, they are financially strong, they are socially strong and whatnot. Now, amidst all of this, we are neglecting a very important aspect of their upbringing, which is making sure that the kids are mentally strong. Because trust me, whatever you're doing is not going to matter if your kids are not mentally strong. That is what my core belief system is. Now, this video and all the videos in this entire playlist, I'm going to link that in the description below. They are here to help you parents make sure that you are doing your part in raising your child in a way that they are successful in their life. If you are interested, do keep watching. So today's topic is self-love. Did you know that 60% of adults today say that they suffer from self-love or self-worth because of the experiences that they have had with kids? And like most things, everything starts with childhood. The experiences that we have as a child is what either shapes us for better or breaks us for worse. Now, just think about it. Like, as a child, what were the sort of experiences that you have? A childhood is really a vulnerable phase, right? Like, I'm sure you all know that as parents. A child is so vulnerable. We as parents, we are basically trying to shield them and protect them from world because we know how vulnerable our children are until they get to a certain age. Now, if they are vulnerable, that means that they are basically taking in everything to their heart, whether it is good things or the bad things that are either said to them, done to them, that they have seen, that they have heard. Everything is basically being absorbed. They are the sponges of life. They are absorbing every experience, right? Now, self-love isn't just a buzzword. It is everything that defines your confidence for future. If you think, just think like any person who is so confident today, either you know them personally, either you have seen them on social media, what do you think would their household environment be when they were growing up? Or what do you think is the environment of their home at this very point? So as compared to a child or a person who really is very shy, who really struggles to speak up, who always says negative things about themselves, who always thinks negative just because they think everything is bad is going to happen to them. So we can clearly tell the difference between these two type of individuals. Reason being that when we are growing up, we are absorbing everything, right? We are basically figuring out. We are trying to fit in. We are doing everything we can to just grow up. And that is a very crucial time for us parents to basically step in and do our part. What do I mean by that is, just think about it. Your child, be it maybe 7, 8 years old or 10 years old, whatever. You let me know via comments below on what is the age of your child and whether they struggle with self-love at this point or not. Like, how do you think they are going to be when they grow up? I really do want to hear the types of people who are watching this video. Now, a child who is maybe 7 years, 8 years, 10 years old, there are a lot of things happening to them. Firstly, at home, the way we are speaking to them, are we always like sort of criticizing them? You didn't get 100%, you only got 98%. Are we criticizing them for every small thing, for every big thing they are doing? At school, like, there is that pressure of getting A grade. Like, you cannot go and change the whole now, right? But there is that pressure that they're living in. There is someone who is coming first in their class. There is someone who's called the last person in their class. There is a backbencher. There is that ranking system out there in school. Then in society in general, whenever you are in a gathering with your child, like, what is it that the child is hearing from your relatives or your friends and their friends? So lot of things is what they are absorbing. Now, you as a parent, what you can do, there are few things you can control, there are few things you cannot control. You cannot control what other people are saying. You cannot control the entire education system. What you can control is that after your child comes back home, after having all those experiences, you sit them down and you tell them what matters the most. Okay? As an example, at your home itself, maybe they have done a small task. Appreciate them for that, because for them that is really a big thing. They should feel that whatever they are doing is really, really important, and you need to appreciate them for everything. A lot of times, I might be guilty of that as well. A lot of time we parents ignore the smallest of things that our children do. Like the other day, my daughter, she's 3 years old, she drew a carrot on a paper with a pencil, and she was saying me, "Mama, carrot, carrot, carrot." I was doing something and I was ignoring her. I thought she's just scribbling. When I looked at it, like maybe at the third time, fourth time when she was calling me, and I was amazed. It was like the perfect image of a carrot. I don't know where she learned it, but after I saw that, I was like, why was I ignoring it? The signal that I was giving to her is that what she's doing is not important. What a mom is doing is more important than me. That is a wrong thing to do with your children. Whatever their age may be, I think all of it starts at home. That is why this entire series is about parenting, right? So appreciate your child for every small thing that they do. Whether it is about just doing randomly, whether it is about getting marks in school, whether it is about any damn thing. The way you talk to your child is what matters to them, because for children, parents are the role models initially. Everything else comes later on, right? So at home, you can control your home environment, right? Suppose you're coming back from a gathering, like there was a social gathering and your children were there, some other children were there, and then there were some parents who were comparing children and stuff like that. You maybe could not have controlled the way other people are talking about your child or the way other people are talking about their own children. But when you come back home, if you can control that environment, please do it there and then. If you cannot, when you come home, make sure you're having a conversation with your children that, listen, do you remember that conversation that uncle or that auntie was saying this thing? What do you think? Like, how did you feel about it? It's important to understand how your kids are feeling about experiences happening on, like, outside, so that you know, like, what is it they actually think. Like, they are human beings. Like, we adults, we want ourselves to be understood by our partners or by our parents and stuff like that. Like, why would we not do our effort to understand what a child is thinking, right? Like, come home, have that conversation with your child and flip the narrative and just say, listen, what she was saying, that is not entirely true. This is the right way to think about it. You are doing great. That child is doing great. There is no comparison. Have those conversations. If you cannot control environment outside, control it inside your home. Similarly, in school as well, when your children come back from school, have those conversations with your children. Just try to extract information from them. Like, I really struggle with extracting information from my son. He's 6 years old. He goes to school, but he never tells me anything that's happening in school. So me and my husband, we have our own ways to extract it. When, like, maybe he is bathing him, that's when he sort of talks a lot. Maybe when he's going to sleep with me, then he talks a lot. When we are out for a walk, he talks a lot. But when I ask him right after coming back from school, he doesn't say much. So just find whatever works best for you and try to extract that information from your child, so that you know how they are feeling, what experiences they are having, so that you as a parent get an opportunity to flip the narrative and tell your child that you are wonderful, you are doing your best, you are so creative, you are the best person in this world. Like, in an entire day, I tell this so many times to my son: you are the best boy in this world, you're the best boy in this world, you're doing amazing, you are so smart, you are so intelligent. It is very, very important to have such an environment in home wherein children are not criticized, children are loved, and even if they do something wrong, we are loving them and we are saying them that okay to make mistakes. So all of this starts at home. Okay, I hope that really makes sense, because the era that we are living in today, people are like, children are watching a lot of social media like YouTube and all of that. It's important we tell and have the conversations with children on what is right, what is wrong, and why they are so important in your lives, right? So I want to share a key moment here. I remember, so I am a life coach. I have done a lot of healing myself. I remember, like, when I was healing, like, my mentor, we had an exercise we did wherein we were told to recall our experiences from our childhood on, like, what are the good things that stayed with you, what are the bad things that stayed with you. I remember a good thing that even today, I'm 35 years old, this thing happened maybe, I don't know, 20 years back, whatever. I don't remember the age, but I still remember when I was very young, my father always used to, like, praise me in front of other people when there was a family gathering, saying that, like, she's such a smart kid, she's so intelligent. I didn't get like 90s or whatever, I got like 70s, 80s, but he always used to praise me. He used to think that I'm really smart and he used to praise me. So that whole experience has stayed with me so much that even today, that's how I am. I feel that I am very smart and I am very intelligent, and I feel that other people feel the same. On the contrary, if I was criticized in front of my relatives, I would have lost my self-worth there and then. So similarly, you can also think about the experiences that you have had in your childhood which shape shaped the way you are thinking at the moment. Think about one positive moment, one negative moment. You can do that right now. You can comment that down below. Like, what is that one positive moment that happened with you in your childhood and it's basically shaped into the personality that you have today? And maybe think about one negative moment that happened with you and that experience has stayed with you, and even till today you think that way just because of that experience. Comment down below, because I think the way we are brought up in childhood, all of those experiences that we have, that's what shapes us for future as well. So I am going to wrap up with that, but I hope this whole thing makes sense. If you can think about a negative moment and a positive moment. Just think that you are the one creating those moments for your children at this very point. So make sure you are doing your part to give your child positive experiences only, so that they understand their worth, so that they know that they are important, so that in future when they are in the school of life, whether they are working in their careers, whether they have their own business, whether in any relationships, in their friendships, whatever, they know their worth. Like, they are not someone who is easily dismissible, like, I don't know if I use the right word, like easily swayed by the opinions of others. They should know that they are important. They should know that they are not the ones that people can just choose and throw. They should know that they are the ones whose opinions matter. Make sure you as a parent are doing your part to create that environment at home. Alright, because as I said, it all starts in childhood. It all starts at home. And being a mindful parent is the best thing that you can do for your child. I hope this has helped. I'm going to wrap up here. Oh yes, before I forget, two things. One, I have done this like live self-love sort of a demo with my child. I'm going to link that video above and in the description box as well. You will be amazed at what a child thinks and how he feels. Like, I practice this with my son all the time, every day, day after day. Like, I just tell him how wonderful he is, and I have seen the narrative change. I have seen the change in him. He himself now says those words, Mama, I'm so great at this thing. I'm so great. I don't listen a lot of negative words from him. Even when I listen negative words from him that I'm not good enough, I can't do, I try to change the narrative to make it positive. And I know with years of practice, he is going to get to where I want him to get to. It's not about me, it's about him. And I'm sure all parents can relate to it. It's not about us, it's about them. It's about giving them, making them ready for future so that they can thrive in their life. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is, I am also going to link down the affirmation journal, affirmation card below. You can download that, print it out, put it somewhere. Make sure your child is reading those few sentences, if not every day, at least weekly. They are reading it at some frequency, and you know that they understand how priceless they are, how important they are, how great they are. It's very, very important. I can't emphasize the importance more than this. Okay, so do let me know via comments below on what your experience has been and how is it going for you all. Alright, I'm going to see you all another week. Bye bye.